These are 20 things you didn't know about Shaq.
Here he goes! Shaquille O'Neal, home run number 2.
And for number 20, there's no way you knew that Shaq is an MMA fighter.
MMA is the reason I became a champion. Because when I played basketball, it wasn't basketball, it was more wrestling. So when I trained MMA with John Burke, I came back in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, Shaq's 7'1" and knows MMA. That's terrifying. But so is number 19, as you probably didn't know that Shaq was 6'4" at just 10 years old.
When you were 10 years old, you were 6'4".
True.
Really?
Yeah.
That is not a child. That's a full-grown man. Well, look, what's even bigger than Shaq's body is his Twitter. Because of number 18, I bet you didn't know that Shaq was the first person ever to get verified. See, back in 2008, people were impersonating Shaq on Twitter, even going as far as using his name to scam. So to set the record straight, Shaq made his own official handle at The Real Shaq. And it helped, but there was still some fake accounts tricking people. So in June of 2009, Twitter came up with the ultimate solution, giving Shaq the very first blue check mark in social media history. Damn, this man Shaq changed the world. And so did number 17, because I bet you didn't know that Shaq was supposed to be in the car with Biggie the night he was killed. See, in 1996, Shaq met a hip-hop icon, the notorious B.I.G., and they hit it off so well that they even recorded a track together called Can't Stop the Rain. And this song marked the beginning of a friendship. So on March 8th of 1997, 2 days after Shaq's birthday, Biggie wanted to celebrate, so he invited Shaq out for a night of girls, music, and partying. And Shaq was down, but had accidentally fallen asleep just hours before the party started, which might have just saved his life.
I had on a cold white suit and with the white hat and all that. I was actually on my way. I was dressed, ready to go.
Shaq says he fell asleep and never made it to the party. A call from his mother woke him up at 4 a.m.
She said, "Did you go to the party?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" She said, "You know, your friend was shot." It was a sad day for everyone. Sad day for everyone.
Man, I just feel bad for Shaq. That's rough. But so is Shaq's shooting. Because of number 16, you probably had no clue that during his entire NBA career, Shaq only made one three-pointer. One.
The inbound, Shaq the catch. He's gonna fire a 3.
Ooh, I gotta give it to Shaq. That shot was wet. I mean, I'm starting to think he can shoot, especially after number 15. Because I don't think you knew that Shaq is a cop.
And you know, this was on my list as a youngster. I said one day I want to be a cop. So when I started pursuing that here in Los Angeles, like a lot of people would give me badges, and I was like, you know what? If you give me a badge, when I go out on the street, the officer's not gonna respect me. So I made them put me through 2 different police academies, and I became a full-fledged reserve officer, level 1. Level 3 is security guard status. Level 2 is you have to ride with another officer. Level 1, you can ride by yourself. You have full-fledged police officer duties.
Yeah, and Shaq takes his duties seriously, because over the years, he's worked for 11 different police departments, serving as deputy sheriff, a U.S. Marshal, and hell, he even became a detective.
Hi, I'm Detective Shaquille O'Neal, the Doral Police Department. Why I wear the badge? Plain and simple. The badge made me who I am.
Man, all jokes aside, this man Shaq is a hero, but sometimes Shaq needs saving himself, because in number 14, I bet you didn't know that Shaq was almost eaten by a shark.
Topside, ABC. How's our boy looking down there?
A little nervous, but he's doing good. These reefs are more in-depth than usual. There's literally a dozen or more, and they're all just frenzied right up against the cage. Look, there's a shark taking to the cage.
What? Sorry, what did you say?
There's a shark in the cage! I gotta get him out!
Went in the window.
There's a little shark in the cage!
Go in there.
Get him out of here!
You're good. He's coming. Okay, it's okay. Okay, slow down.
That's about the shark attack, you bitches!
Now, Shaq might be scared of sharks, but number 13 is even scarier, because you probably didn't know that Shaq started his very own Halloween festival.
It's me, Shaq. This year, I am taking over Southern California for my own twist on Halloween at Shacktoberfest! Family-friendly trick-or-treating during the day, frightfully fun nightmare haunted trails, exciting live entertainment, and delicious food and drinks. Sorry about that.
Well, damn, I never knew Shaq was this spooky. And I also never knew number 12 either. The fact that Shaq is an inventor. I mean, he's made the Shaq waffle maker, the Shaq grill. Hell, he even developed the Shaq shoe foam. But in 2021, he created his most brilliant invention yet.
Hey, America, you're going to love this.
Why is it so hard to boil eggs? They're either too soft, too hard, or explode in the boiling water. But now you can make a lot of eggs in a little time with the Shaq Egg Maker. It makes 14 hard-boiled eggs exactly how you like them.
When you see the name Shaq, you know it's all that.
Yeah, and ever since this thing dropped, it's been changing lives.
We're going to use our Shaq Egg Maker today. Okay, we got our 14 eggs in there, got holes in the top of them, and this is how it's supposed to look when you start making it.
Look at Shaq, man, changing the world one egg at a time. But at number 11, he was changing the NBA, because you might not have known that Shaq is the biggest prankster the league's ever seen. Like, he forced rookies to carry his bags, stuffed trash in people's cars, recorded diss tracks, he'd even tackled team trainers for no reason. But there's one prank that went way too far.
I want to ask you about this, and we can go into it if you want to talk about it, the little back and forth war between you and Lou Amundsen. So him and Lou Amundsen are going back and forth. This motherfucker put Lou's mouthpiece in his tights for shoot-around. Went through the whole shoot-around, quietly puts it back up in his thing. But by the time the game comes around, you must have told people, because more people knew about it, so Lou puts his mouthpiece in after coach talks, so we're about to huddle, and we just lose it, bro.
Ugh, disgusting. But look, we're in the top 10 now, and that means that you're about to see a whole new side of Shaq you've never seen before. And while you might have known that Shaq is a terrible free throw shooter, you definitely didn't know why. See, when Shaq was just 11 years old, he was out climbing a tree, just being a kid, when, all of a sudden, a branch snapped, sending Shaq straight to the ground. At that moment, Shaq had broken both of his wrists. But the worst was yet to come, because after this injury, Shaq's wrist didn't heal properly, making him unable to cock his right hand, and leaving his left hand permanently bent inwards. And according to Lakers coach Del Harris, this made it impossible for Shaq to have a proper shooting form. Yeah, people like to clown the guy, but he went through it. And yeah, what happened to him is nothing compared to number 9. Because you might not have known that Shaq almost killed someone. See, when Shaq was growing up, he was a completely different person. Little Shaq was a bully, but one day, he took the bullying to a dangerous level.
I was always a bully until one day in 5th grade, at a spit wad, I threw it at the chalkboard, it splattered, this kid rats me out. But prior to that, my father said, if you get suspended again, I'm gonna kill you. First I go to the office, 3 days. So now I gotta go home.
You're suspended for 3 days.
Suspended for 3 days. So now I gotta go home. I already know what I'm getting when I get home. But before I go home, I'm gonna whoop your ass. So I'm beating this kid up, and I'm kicking this kid, and he has an epileptic seizure. It's just me and the kid out there, and he's on the ground shaking. And now I'm frightened because, uh-oh. So then a guy comes, and he saves the kid. And, but after that, I go home, I get disciplined, my mother pulls me to the side and said, you're too big and too strong, you can't ever do that again. And that kind of stayed with me. I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. So then I was like, I'm not gonna beat people up. Let me go to plan B on how to get them to like me. Because I was always a class clown, funny guy. So now let me just, do this a lot to get people to like me. And I just stuck with that rather than being a bully.
Man, good on Shaq. He really got his act together. Which brings us to number 8, because I bet you didn't know just how generous Shaq really is.
Whenever I go to a store from now on, I'm buying somebody else something. Period. All right, grab your bike. Make it quick. Every day I leave the house, I gotta bless somebody. I can't keep all this. Ooh, mongoose. I had a mongoose when I was little. Damn. Sure you don't want no mongoose, cuz? All right, get it. Hey, listen to me. Don't take nothing else from no strangers.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's roll.
Yeah, from bikes to laptops, even bought a man's engagement ring. This dude Shaq is like the Mr. Beast of the NBA. But hey, Shaq is used to spinning big. Cause for number 7, you probably didn't know that his entire life is custom made. See, with Shaq being 7'1", you can't just go to a random store and find stuff that fits. He has to have everything customized to his size. From shoes, to bikes, to cars. I mean, damn, the guy even bought a custom bed that's so big, it fits 50 people.
Do you still have the biggest bed in the world? Remember that thing we talked about?
Yes.
It's Orlando, right?
Yeah, it's in Orlando.
And how big is it?
It fits 50 people.
50?
Yeah.
Man, I want to jump on Shaq's bed, but what I don't want is number 6, because I don't think you knew that Shaq made one of the worst video games of all time. Back in 1994, Shaq released his very own fighting game called Shaq Fu, thinking he'd make waves in the gaming scene.
Join Shaq in the fight against Set Raw and his evil henchman Beast. Kick into action in Shaq Fu.
But this game was a total flop. Because not only did critics give it a 2.9 out of 10, but people hated it so much that someone launched a website dedicated to destroying every copy of the game in existence. Damn, Shaq Fu might be bad, but this is just weird. But hey, Shaq's got more important things to worry about. Cause for number 5, there's no way you knew that Shaq is an actual doctor. See, in 1992, after 3 years of college, Shaq dropped out of school for the NBA, and despite choosing basketball, he promised himself that one day he'd go back and finish where he started. So not only did he take some classes while he was in the NBA, but in 2011, after retiring, Shaq returned to college and became Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
Dr. David Copperfield, Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
It is my number 1 accomplishment because I didn't think I could do it at first. For the children that look up to me, for a guy that went to school and stopped and, wants to continue his education, I want to be the one to set an example.
Man, after an achievement that big, Shaq should be proud. But what he should be ashamed of is number 4, because I don't think you knew that Shaq has the ugliest feet in NBA history.
Come on, oh, Jesus Christ, Shaq. Babe, look at this man's feet.
Oh my God, yo. This was what we did at halftime when Shaq wanted to show us.
Guard your eyes.
So I had them Fred Flintstones, baby.
Yeah.
Yabba dabba doo.
Dead man, welcome.
Oh my goodness. No, the other one. The other one. You got it painted.
Start the music. Start the music.
Ugh, someone needs to get this man some lotion. But alright, dog, we've hit the top 3, so we're about to go deep into Shaq's life. And first, I doubt you knew that Shaq has sold billions of dollars worth of shoes. And it all started in the 90s, when Shaq signed the deal of a lifetime, an endorsement with Reebok worth $40 million. And over the next few years, Shaq swept the kick game off his feet, selling signature shoes for up to $300 a pair. But there was one big problem.
I had a Reebok deal, 40 for 5. And I'm leaving the arena one day and this lady she's ripping me a new hat. You mother charging these babies all this money for the shoes. So I had like a $2,000 in my pocket. I was like, ma'am, I don't make the prices. Here you go. And she smacked the money in my hand. Why don't you motherfuckers make a shoe that's affordable?
Yeah, and after this confrontation, Shaq knew he had to make things right. So he started scheming and came up with a brilliant idea.
And I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? She's right. So that day, cut ties with Reebok. Started my own brand. Yeah, that day.
What do you define cut ties?
I told him, I said, keep the money. This ain't right. Don't want to make it no fight. I'll still wear the shoes that I wear during the season, but I'm going to be looking to do my own thing. And I went to my favorite store, Walmart, and we did a deal. And I was in all stores, and my price point for the shoes were $29, $19. And since then, we sold over 400 million pairs.
400 million pairs of Shaq's shoes. That's over $4 billion in revenue. God damn! This man Shaq is a genius. Like, I don't think there's a single thing this man can't do. I mean, at number 2, he even became an award-winning producer. In 2021, Shaq learned that there was a woman that I was drafted by an NBA team, Lucia Harris, and he was so inspired by her story that he decided to executive produce a documentary on Lucia called The Queen of Basketball. And this documentary was a hit. It's at the 2020 Academy Awards. Queen of Basketball won Short Documentary of the Year, making Shaq an Oscar-winning producer. Man, we got movies, video games, music. Shaq really has done everything. Well, everything except number one. Because I don't think you knew that the one thing that Shaq doesn't do is drugs. Because growing up, Shaq's father figure was a drill sergeant, and he made it his mission to keep Shaq in line.
When I was young, I used to get punished for every athlete's mistake.
If you made a mistake?
No, if a professional athlete made a mistake.
Then you would get punished?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Because my father would always come in and start my discipline off, if you ever.
Oof.
Right, so if you ever hit a woman, I'll kill you. Go to the room. The worst spanking I got ever was Len Bias. You know what Len Bias is? So my father came in the house fuming. He had tears in his eye. So when Len Bias passed away, if you ever do drugs, I will kill you. And that's why I don't do drugs or drink.
Yeah, and that mentality kept Shaq in check. So as he got older and turned into a basketball phenom, he didn't let the perks of being a star ruin his life. Instead, Shaq kept his nose clean and became one of the richest, most iconic players in NBA history. Damn, I got nothing but respect for Shaq. The man's a GOAT, but he's not the GOAT. No, that is Michael Jordan. And this dude has hit some of the craziest plays of all time. I'm talking monster dunks, or the most insane game winners ever. Hell, he even hit home runs in the MLB. Oh, you want to hear more? Well, then click this video right here. These are the top 20 plays in Michael Jordan's career. And this video is an all-time great, all right? So, what are you doing? Just click it. Look, this video's over. Can you please just click it, man? Please.